Hello and welcome back. This is going to be the premier video game debate show on the intrawebs, episode number 87 of your favorite show, Test Your Might. We've got some regulars here and someone back from a little break, and hopefully Cicero will be able to win tonight. We'll see what happens. But first, let's tell you what we're going to be talking about. Number one, Xbox Game Pass Friends and Family kind of was leaked a while back, and now it's confirmed. And we're also going to discuss our possible location for the new Assassin's Creed game that's going to be announced later this week, and much, much more. But first, like I said, we've got some people here. Obviously, the Ducks hosting right here, speaking to you now. But we have Cicero. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Quack, quack, baby. I'm just doing that for you, Duck. I'm raring to go and very happy to be here.
All right. And the opponent, the privileged opponent that's going to knock you down a few pegs. Sean, welcome back. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. No duck puns for me.
All right. Well, that's okay. So if you're listening to us over here on YouTube or on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, leave us a review down below. Let us know how you're thinking or what you think of the show. I know it's a 5-star, but if you don't think so, let us know. Also, over on YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell notification and a little like button down below. Let us know that you're there. We just finished up all of our Lord of the Rings content of the old age, if that's a good way to put it. We just finished one of Jelly's favorites and Mike's favorites, the Return of the King episode, and we do have a contest going right now. If you go to our YouTube channel, make sure you're subscribed and put a comment down below what your favorite part of the Return of the King movie is. We'll possibly choose you as the winner, and then you will receive the digital copy of the 4K set of the original trilogy on Vudu, or equal or less equal value on Vudu in a gift card. It was an interesting ride through those movies. It was great to talk to my co-hosts about it and learn that Jelly calls it the Brokeback Misty Mountains for the third movie. But yeah, that's the housekeeping. Let's get into it. Getting to Know Us series is still here. What is the worst movie that you have seen and will never want to watch or don't want to watch again? We'll shoot over to Sean first on this one. What have you got?
I simply don't watch bad movies. That's my lifestyle, which is hard because I watch horror movies too. And there's a lot of those bad ones. But unfortunately, a friend paid for my ticket to Suicide Squad, the first one. And that sucked. That was awful. That was god awful. And I've said before, I don't rewatch movies, but sometimes if they're on, they're on. But if Suicide Squad was on in the background, I feel like I would still. They do this thing at the end of every scene. They try to end on there's this type of cut where they try to end on a cool moment and do a cut every single scene. And I feel like if I ever saw that again, that would always irk me. Mm-hmm. So never doing that again to myself.
All right. And Suicide Squad, the original. Did you like the second one in Birds of Prey or?
I did.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Awesome. That's good. That's believable. Cicero, how about you?
There was a film. I believe it was starring Seth Rogen and his cohorts of his weed-based friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called Your Highness.
Okay. Yeah.
And
I remember that.
With Natalie Portman in the film. I thought it was gonna be a really dumb stoner movie, and I was all about it. Mm-hmm. Right? I was all about it, going in the right frame of mind to watch this stupid movie. It was so unfunny. And I arrived at the theater in the right frame of mind for the film, if you smell what I'm cooking. And it wasn't funny then.
Yeah.
It still wasn't funny.
That necklace he got was pretty cool, though. I like that necklace he had.
I don't remember. All I remember is being utterly disappointed.
Yeah, it was not as good as it was cracked up to be, for sure.
And it was supposed to be horrible. To be fair, right? Like, it was supposed to be terrible,
Yeah.
but it was beyond that.
Now, as for myself, little known fact, I used to manage a Blockbuster Video. If kids, you don't know what that is, you missed out. It was awesome. You would go there and rent movies, rent games, and
See
take them
Captain
home.
Marvel.
And this was a movie that was on the shelf for a while, and I did not recommend it to anyone because I watched it, and then I was like, why did this come out into any form of media? And this was back in 2010, and it was called Titanic 2. And this was an action-adventure drama that takes place about a century after the original ship set sail and tragedy took hold of it. And they were like, oh, let's make a new ship and try it again and see if it, and stuff happens. And it was terrible. None of the characters came back. None of the lead stars came back. It was a B movie. And don't go see it. Titanic 2 from 2010. No, bad. Delete it. Delete it.
That was definitely straight to video. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's almost as if like they were just like, all right, let's just sail another ship and hit a different iceberg, and stuff happens. There wasn't like a twist of like something monstrous on the boat or any of that. It was just the same drama action. The original is way better. Go watch that. 2 VHS tapes.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's the best fun fact. There are 2 Titanic 2s.
Yeah, there's another one coming out soon, right? There's one that...
No, so there is a Titanic 2 number 2 that came out in 2017. And then there's Titanic 2 Roman numeral 2.
Yeah.
Direct-to-video that was made in 2010.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend probably watching either of them. I haven't seen the number 2 one, but the Roman numeral was terrible.
I think it's the number 2 is just like a 5-minute clip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
There's also Titanic 666, but that's something completely different. That at least puts a spin on it.
Right.
Which actually got a better rating than Titanic II or Roman numeral 2.
Gosh.
On to the next thing. What have we been playing? Sean, you haven't been on in a while. Go ahead. What have you been playing lately?
Yeah, so if people know anything about Destiny, they know I've been raiding. There's a new raid that dropped 2 weeks ago, and me and my friends actually beat it 2 nights ago, which is partly why I'm so tired. But it's really good. It was a lot of fun. And like the new season is all pirates and stuff, with some cool new characters. And Bungie irking me with cultural stuff. It's fine. But I specifically wanted to dabble into 2 other games, so I had like something new for this, and I was really excited for Immortality, and that came out last week. So I put a few hours into that just so I could like talk about it a little bit. And have either of you played like Her Story or the other game by St. Barlow?
Yeah.
Okay, it's one of those. And it's about Marissa Marcel. She's a film star. She made 3. She was in 3 movies. None of them were ever released. And like you're going through these video clips, and including like behind the scene footage and stuff of the films being made, and then some other stuff happening. And you're just trying to like figure out what happened. What happened to her? Who is she? What's going on? It's my first one of these. I've been meaning to play Her Story for a long time. I haven't, I think, even from like one of those humble bundles, but I just never got around to it. But I'm having a good time with it. It's like cool. I like the like film, the examinations of film in it. And like the acting and all stuff is pretty good. No complaints there. It's a fun time so far.
Anyone that you recognize as an actor, or are they all kind of unknowns?
Nope.
No, they're all kind of unknowns for me, at least.
I don't recognize anyone.
Yeah.
Anything else, or that's all for you?
I started playing Vampire Survivors because I was on Game Pass, and I was looking to get into one of those for a while, but they been in early access for forever. But I was like, looking for something to do while like a podcast was finishing the last 20 minutes. I was like, this is easy to do. I don't need to do anything except move. And That game, it seems like really well done so far. I'm gonna play a lot more of it probably.
All right. I'm gonna jump in here, Cicero, because I also have put a few hours into Immortality. I enjoyed her story a lot, and Sean, if you have Game Pass Ultimate, it is on the PC. And Immortality is a little bit different in my sense, in my book. With her story, you were able to type in words, and it would port you straight to those scenes that say those words, or those words are present. With this one, it's more like you pan and scrub through footage, and then click on an item on the screen, and it will zoom into that, and then hard cut to another scene that carries that same object or that same person. It doesn't seem as much. It's tough because it's great. It's great so far. I've enjoyed what I've played of it, but it doesn't seem like it's as like Snoopy as investigative, because a lot of it is kind of just clicking and going to the next thing. It's not more of like that word was interesting, let's go look at that one. You can still piece together the story in these 3 movies, but it's more like jumping to what you click on first, really, and then going to everything in that same vein.
So is it more linear? Is that
no? It throws you in all 3 films randomly.
Okay.
You pick a spot to start. It gives you all the clips to start with, like the picture of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you pick one and it erases everything else, and you start from there and then go through.
Yeah.
And you could you can go back and look at other clips you've gotten so far,
mm-hmm.
and look through it again, or pick a different spot. And sometimes you'll loop back around to the same video you've had before based on what you've clicked.
Yeah, you could jump in the same clip multiple times and hit different objects in different frames of that video, and it would be an endless supply of things that it would jump to piece together all 3 of the movies. Other than that, great time. Enjoy it if you want to try it out. It's good. I have been playing the same game I was playing last time, which is Love You to Bits on the Apple Arcade. This is a point-and-click puzzle adventure, which is phenomenal. It is up there in one of the top mobile games I've ever played for the mobile. I feel like this is the closest I've gotten to It Takes Two in a long time. And this is a single-player experience. Every level is completely different with its own mechanic, but it's still a puzzle, and it's fairly easy to get the hang of, but it's unique each time, and it keeps surprising you with new things. Great story. You're collecting pieces of your female companion's robot parts and piecing her back together after tragedy at the beginning. Other than that, I did it. Sharif Jackson, I did it. I tried Death Stranding on Ultimate on the PC just to say I did. I put in about an hour, and visually, great. I'm into the story. It's unique. The story is definitely something that I've never seen before, and he really did a good job, Kojima. So he gets props for that. I'm enjoying it. I need to spend more time with it. Obviously, that is the back catalog and the retirement fund game that he was talking about. So it's going to take a while for me to get through that. And then I picked up the Dark Pictures Man of Medan. I wanted to go back through that because the new one is going to be dropping in November. And the Dark Pictures is FMV kind of esque. It's kind of the vein of Until Dawn. You choose the own ending of a book, and you play through the story, making sure your characters either live or die, and relationships between them. Unique, fun. That's what I've been playing. Over to you, Cicero.
Let's see. I've been playing a little bit more of Madden 23 because it's the new Madden, and trying to see if it's still a work in progress. But that's kind of how it's par for the course.
Mm-hmm.
But also I am playing more Rumbleverse. I have not won a match yet, but I am getting better, trying to see if I can be a champion. I playing a little bit of Fall Guys. Fall Guys is always fun to jump in on, and also playing a little Power Wash Simulator. It's now in the rotation.
It's just a chill, man. It's just a relax.
Yeah, it's a goofy game because I want to stop playing, but it hits the right nerve in my body of gotta finish.
Mm-hmm.
So like, before I know it, 2 hours has gone by, and I'm like, oh, I just want to clean off these steps. But now that I cleaned off these steps, I got to clean off the carpet, and then I got to do. All right, well, I'm just gonna stop right after I clean off this thing. All right, well, now that I clean that off, I got to clean this other thing. All right, now I'm almost done. I might as well just finish it. Okay, now what's a tower trim? Now I got to look around for a damn tower trim. Where is that? Oh, right.
It hits you. It's addicting. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But it also gives you the gratification every so often with that ding sound effect. With that, oh, I cleaned that object. It's very gratifying. Keeps you going. I understand. I was stuck in it for a while. Sorry to give you the curse of the power wash, but
hey, but as
long as you're enjoying yourself, that's what matters.
I'm still enjoying myself. I'm still enjoying myself despite the fact that it's work. But it's fun work.
Well, that's what we've been playing over here. On to the news. We've got a few topics. One, the Xbox Game Pass Friends and Family Plan was kind of revealed. It's only available in other countries right now, apparently, but soon it will be here. It's going to be available everywhere once it does come out. And what do you guys think? You guys going to pick it up for your family, or you going to stick with the Ultimate or whatever else you have? Go ahead, Cicero.
I don't know if the family plan is in my future. It may be. It really depends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it has to do with price. Also, if they decide to bring out an annual solo Ultimate plan, then I would be more likely to get that than the family plan. But family plan may still be in the cards. We'll see.
So the Ultimate plan is $14.99, and this is looking to be roughly about $10 more. Sean, is $25 or $24.99 a good price, or is it too high? In your opinion?
I mean, split between. I mean, it's if you share it with one person, it's automatically cheaper. So sure. I mean, if I would do it, I can imagine like 2 different groups that I would be splitting with 3 or 4 people. So I would easily hop on this. Yeah,
technically you could have up to 4 and not even including yourself, so that's 5 total.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Which that's a split of $5 each. That's crazy. Of course it's supposed to be family. Don't.
Right. Hey, but so family is sometimes the people you find along the way, man.
I guess so. On to our next topic, though. Halo Infinite Forge and co-op update. Unfortunately, sad face for Cicero and myself, co-op split screen has been canned. So now I'm like, that's how I was going to play it. And I'm sure that's the same for Cicero. You thinking about going through the story now? Or are you going to wait for online co-op?
Online co-op, like it's a co-op experience for me.
Okay.
So if online co-op is a thing that is still happening, split screen co-op, I probably would not like. I may have done that with somebody, but I didn't plan on playing the entire campaign split screen co-op. But I did plan on playing the entire campaign co-op, online co-op. So. So online co-op is still where I'm at.
All right. Yeah, and they're also Forge. That looks pretty good. Hopefully that can alleviate the pressure of missing content or the plan of their release to be a little bit filled with content that users create, I guess. Sean, you ever dabbled in like Forge mode back in Halo?
I have no idea what that is now.
Okay.
Well, maybe, but I don't think so.
It's just like user-created maps and user-created content, game modes.
Oh, yeah, no.
All that kinds of stuff. Should help. I think it'll help. Definitely 343 is in a struggling state right now with that. Releasing content, even if it's supposed to be a service game. So it should alleviate some of the weight, even though it's not balanced properly and everything. I think that'd be cool.
If there's like any old heads in that community still, like the Forge is gonna add a lot to people.
All right.
Have fun there.
All right. Well, that has been our news section. We're going to jump into our namesake, Test Your Might. And if you guys are looking at the outline, you saw what I did. I added a word to the end of Test Your Might this week. This is going to be a remix episode. And if you don't know what that is, fans, that is when we have 4 topics, including a blind fight, and the guests or the panelists get to choose which one we do first, second, third, and fourth in order, all at their own will. So we don't have to go in order. So, Sean, you haven't been here in a while. Which would you like to do? 1, 2, 3, or 4? And we'll start with that.
Let's go with. I want to blind fight right away. I want.
Oh,
start
yeah!
on the same foot. I want to start on the same footing.
All right.
Yeah. All right. I love the way you think.
This is. I think this is the first actually. Usually the guests they want to leave it for the end, but this blind fight's going to take a little time anyway, so that's good. Let's throw it in.
Sean's cut from a different cloth.
So,
no.
Mom's lasagna is here.
All right.
Here we go. It is your job to take an everyday item, something you use every day, either personally or people use every day, and create it a video game for it in a simulation sense, and also the controller that goes with. Are you ready? Oh, man, yes. Okay, so that is the blind fight, and it has to be better than your opponent's, obviously. So an everyday item turned into a controller that works with a game of your choosing or a game for simulation.
Oh, wait a minute. So we're taking an everyday item and we're turning that into a controller?
Yes.
For a game, or we're taking the everyday item and making that a game?
Like you're creating a simulation game, pretty much, and the controller that goes with it. Sean, would you like to go first, or would you like to throw the fire at Cicero right out the gate?
No, I got this.
Right.
Okay.
The Noble Pizza Cutter is my tool. Is my implement for this video game.
Okay. The pizza cutter would work with a pizza cutting simulation game, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's obviously going to start with pizza cutting. There's a lot of. It's definitely going to be in those veins of those like VR simulator games where like you're doing the things, but part of the reason you're playing is also like for the shenanigans that are going to happen because of like weird tools. Because a lot of pizza cutters aren't even good, and the other shenanigans are going to be like, what else are you going to get up to cutting? What else can you cut with this bad boy? Obviously. Okay,
and you're using a standard pizza cutter with a roller or like a rocker?
Oh, I've got a roll.
Okay.
Yeah. All
right, rolling on. Cicero, we've got a pizza cutter. What do you got?
We are going to play Chapstick Application Simulator with a vial of chapstick.
Okay.
All right. So this will have a listen. Climate change is affecting everyone. Places are getting really hot. People are losing moisture. They're losing moisture from everywhere, including their lips. The application of chapstick is going to be an essential for humans going forward, and this game is the simulation that starts it all.
Is that a model? Do you actually have a
I have a controller model for your chapstick application in front of me. It's like I was prepared for this.
Okay. And the game, what would the game look like? I know Sean said it would be a VR setting with a little bit of shenanigans. What would your game look like?
So this game also would be in VR, right? Because the best simulations are in VR. And yeah, ripe with shenanigans as well, because you are not only applying chapstick for yourself, but you're applying chapstick to others. In the future, there is going to be a chapstick applier. This person has been granted a great role in in his society, in their society, because this person gets to control who has moist lips, who doesn't have cracked lips, because cracked lips are a bane to everyone's existence. This is a great, big, and powerful role. And, if you apply too liberally, or if you go outside of the lines too much, you may lose your job. You may lose the right to do this. That's why this game is super important.
All right, Sean, we got the crack lips and chapstick simulator, job simulator in the future over here. Go ahead, Pizza Cutter.
Yeah. First thing, I thought you were gonna go really bold, holding that Wii out for a long time. I was like, "Are you gonna turn the Wii into a whole new video game?" But anyway, Pizza Cutter. Yeah. One, just rolling a device. Like, I think there's a solid amount of gameplay here, but what I'm gonna sell now is the joy of the device itself. There are memories involved with using pizza cutters, like sharing an experience in that way. And also rolling something out is like way better than holding something up and like possibly messing up your, like trying to like apply something to your face that is going to be helmeted. There's just not as much joy to be found in that experience as there would be, rolling a little buddy.
Cicero.
So, I mean, sure, you're rolling pizza, you're doing the thing over and over again. That's great. But think about the challenge of having to apply the chapstick to not only to your face, right? You're going to be looking in the mirror, you're going to do it to your face. That's great. But now you're doing it, you're applying chapstick to other people's faces, and you've got to determine how much to use. Right. And then so there's lots of mechanics that are involved here in order for you to do this. And you feel the weight of the responsibility of being the person who is responsible for trapping the moisture inside of a human being, saving them from blistered lips and dry lips. This is utterly important piece of work. Not only will it be a game, but it will be something that is a tool to be used in the future.
All right, Sean, I just want you to knock down chapstick, and then Cicero will get his chance. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, this is gonna be a knockdown, but it's also I'm gonna share two of my most embarrassing things about me. One has to do with the vibes I'm getting from your pitch. At some point, you said the person is in charge of like being the gatekeeper of the chapstick, and this is just presenting to me a world of paper please chapstick, and that is way, like, you're right, that is important, but it's too stressful. Like, paper please was made for me. I couldn't even handle past the like first thing. It was too much stress. We can't be trying to train people in this kind of scenario. It's just ridiculous. It's not going to actually prepare anyone for this apocalyptic future of water scarcity that you are accurately portraying. But on the other hand, pizza rollers, pizza cutters, that is also an important job, which brings me to my second shame. I'm terrible at cutting pizzas. It's never going to be even. I never get it directly down the middle. The pieces are always misshapen. And, if you're in charge of a group of people's food, you need the practice, you need to have the gravity of that kind of situation portrayed to you. And I think Pizza Cutter Simulator, it'll still have shenanigans, but also, it's not all fun and games.
So you're saying there's a learning curve, with the pizza cutter, because there's curves.
Both like physically, skill-wise, and emotional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like both of these. Somehow. I for anyone that doesn't know, I work at Domino's, and if you're not watching the podcast, Cicero did apply chapstick throughout Sean's final pitch. I
was bringing too much heat.
Yeah. I think we got to think future forward here. And I think that creating a new job might win this one. And also the learning curve thing. I think that I've never tried, but putting chapstick on someone else or lipstick or anything in that matter would probably be really difficult to do for someone else. Yeah. I think Cicero's got a point on the blind fight.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
He did
Like,
have-
you
he-
know there's going to be a level.
He did have a floor
Where,
model,
like-
so, you know.
Yeah, look, I'm sorry I brought kitchen. I could have left, but I thought the pod was more important.
Right. Oh,
Appreciate
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know there's going to be a level where you're out of chapstick. You still need to apply to someone. You're going to have to lip comp. You're going to have to do it poison ivy style.
Yeah, there was no talk
Yeah.
of viruses or any kind of bacterial. We didn't talk about that.
Oh yeah, I'm fully on board. I didn't bring this up during the fight because
Right.
I would have considered that point against me.
Oh, no. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, so that's another mechanic that I didn't talk about was that after each application,
Cicero,
there's a little
you already won.
razor knife. Yeah, there's a little razor knife. You just cut the layer off.
All right. You already
To the
won.
next one.
We're just going to stop that now and move on.
I'm pitching
Sean,
this game. I'm ready
Sean,
for
you
the
lost that one. So you get to pick again. You got 1, 2, or 3 to choose from.
Oh great.
Glad that's over. All right. Whenever I see Cicero put chapstick on, I'm going to think back.
future.
Think of his victory. Let's go. I'm not ready for 2. Let's go 1.
Number 1. All right. This one's been rephrased a little bit, but Assassin's Creed Mirage was announced in the Middle East. It's actually going to set place in Baghdad. But the full reveal is going to be on this Saturday during Ubisoft Forward. But they need your help with some last-minute changes. Number 1, they want to change the place, and they also want a new feature to add a twisty thing to this Hidden Blades formula in the game. So Infinite's a different game. We're not talking about that. We're talking about one that's set in a single location, and it can't be the Middle East, obviously, or anything they've treaded on before. So, Cicero, would you like to go first or second? I'm just switching it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then I am going to go first.
Okay.
And I am going to say that it should take place instead of it being called Assassin's Creed Mirage, it should be called Assassin's Creed Montezuma and take place with the Mayans and the Incans. And your twisty blade is now a dart. So your assassin blade is a dart, and you just like it. You know, you shoot it out like a gun, like a Spider-Man web.
Okay. So we're going back to the Incas, the Mayans, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. New pyramids. Sean, how you got? Or what you got?
Oh, well, I mean, I already brought up the answer about a month and a half ago. And that's not going to change, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But obviously, Assassin's Creed Mirage, we're going to keep the name too, and all of the things that have been released so far, because even with this change, everything still adds up. Again, the next Assassin's Creed game has to be the Chicago World's Fair, 1893. I said it before, gonna say it again. And the twist is that the Hidden Blade killing formula. Man, I have to think wild out there because I have not Assassin's Creeded it. You know, the Hidden Blade is going to be, it's a World's Fair. It's all about technology. I think you have to use blades appropriate to whatever. It has to be like context dependent blades because there's a whole bunch of like different cultures out there. So you get to learn about stuff, and sometimes those blades are also going to be verbal blades.
Speaking. Okay. All right. Cicero, the Chicago World's Fair over there. Or the Devil in the White City. Go ahead.
Yeah. So why Montezuma, or why
You can take this wherever you'd like.
wherever
Everybody's asking.
I want to go. So so I mean, listen, we can get pyramids, We can learn about South American indigenous culture. We can learn about the Spaniards and their influence and their influence in the area, right? All of those things can intersect in this new game, Assassin's Creed Montezuma. And while I do love Sean's thought of Chicago's World Fair, that's a pretty good one. But, like multiple different blades, I don't know how we'd learn anything, or unless you level up your different blades, so you'd have to choose them a la Spider-Man. Which I don't know about that. But what I do know is learning about the Mayan and Incan culture is pretty good. And then maybe we'd find out how they all disappeared at the Mayan clock. This is an event that happens during the course of the game. Boom. Got it. Contact, send your royalties to care of Stubby Stan.
All right, Sean. If anyone wants to send your royalties,
Podcast Network.
Yeah.
I've got a quick question. You played Forza Horizon 5, right, Cicero?
Correct.
All right. So, how much did you learn about the local culture there? Can you tell me anything about the local culture that the Forza Fest, the Horizon Fest, ended up doing over there? Since that was part of the appeal of that game, supposedly too.
Yeah. So there are beautiful murals in different towns that you get to see. And certain people have painted them, and you learn about those people that painted them. And then there are temples, and there's stuff that happens at those temples that they talked about during the cutscenes. And Hot Wheels. There are Hot Wheels in Mexico, and you learn about the tracks and why the tracks are orange.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I just wanted to give you proper time. Okay. With that display of how gamers learn when being dipped in the culture, you would learn the same amount, if not more, in a World's Fair scenario, because that is what you're going to get from exactly what they would show at a World's Fair. Is that level of detail. That's all the gamers are going to remember anyway. So you might as well give them something they are going to latch onto, which is, like various different cultures. They can get that, at least that level of exposure to a bunch of different cultures. And also, the sticky thing is going to be something they're interacting with constantly, which is their blade, which is going to be changing differently, and they'll learn like why blades are used, how they differ, and how they are used, how they're thrown, what kind of cutting they do, yada yada, etc., etc. But they're actually going to care about that during the game, so they're going to remember a little bit more. The knowledge is going to be a little stickier than what Cicero is supposing is going to happen with his game.
See, that's the problem with Sean not having played an Assassin's Creed game. And that is that he doesn't understand how much history you do actually retain playing one of those games, because you wind up immersing yourself in a culture, and you get different information about that specific culture, and you get to learn so much about actual historical events that happen for that culture, so you wind up retaining a lot of information. The only Assassin's Creed that I played from beginning to end was Assassin's Creed 2, and I didn't know anything about the Medicis really before I started playing that, and then that actually got me to learning, really heavily about all of the different the politics of that era, in Italy and in the empire at large. So that was really, really cool. And each of the games that I played since then has had a bit of history that I've been able to pick up on and learn as a result of playing the game. And so it's about time that Ubisoft goes to South America and does the same thing for that culture, for those cultures.
All right, Sean, I want you to go one more swing, and then I'm gonna call it. So this is your last. This is your last either build up or swing. You can take the pick or do a little bit of both. It's up to you. Chapstick.
I think you're just missing half the prompt. Like you're doing a lot of learning over here. In theory, again, you haven't really shown that part of your argument, but also you haven't really spoken to much of the blades at all, and why that mechanic is unique and exciting for these Assassin's Creed players. So,
well, because it's a projectile dart.
All right. Okay.
I mean,
I'm gonna call it.
Like the booby traps.
Sean, your idea of the Chicago Fair and changing it up with both the weapons and also using your voice is very good. Cicero, on the other hand, you're talking about poison darts. You're talking about a new area that you're going to learn a lot about due to its location and its rich history. You also mentioned Hot Wheels. Don't know why, but you brought that up.
Yeah.
So I think that, sadly, I'm going to have to definitely tell Cicero poison darts have been in Assassin's Creed for a very long time, and that's not a new weapon. So, Sean, you win.
I said projectile darts.
They're actually
as your blade.
Poison darts, which you throw physically.
Projectile.
That's
darts.
A projectile, and that's been in.
Are you imagining poison darts? And you just like
I think
step.
If you would have said like a
they're
dart
not
gun,
poison.
like,
I'm not saying they're blow darts. I'm not saying they're poison darts. I'm just saying they're projectile darts.
Well, there's sleepy darts. There's all kinds of darts in Assassin's Creed already. Sorry, you lost this one.
Yeah.
Hot Wheels didn't help your argument at all.
No, the tracks are orange.
On to the next debate. Cicero, guess what? You're gonna get to pick this time. Would you like the second or the third argument? Up to you.
Let's go 3.
All right. You have no strings to hold me down or yourself. Celebrity deathmatch. Are you guys ready for that? No strings attached. Disney Dreamlight Valley is starting early access on the 6th of September, which is just around the corner. So pick from the character list and test your might against your opponent. Obviously, the more you know about the character, the better you're going to be. But it is a celebrity deathmatch, which means anything can happen as long as it's around your character or centered around your character. So I sent them lists. Hopefully you know your answers. Sean, you get to go first or choose to go first this time since I'm switching back and forth. Would you like to?
How many characters are we picking?
1.
Oh.
1.
Oh, just
it
one.
is a 1v1 celebrity deathmatch.
Okay, 1v1.
I mean, this is was this don't they call it? Well, it's been a long time. But anyway, I've got the one. I only need one.
Ooh.
And it's the head mouse himself, Mickey Mouse.
All right, from Mickey Mouse and Friends. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Cicero, what have you got?
Yeah, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right, and it's gonna be Merlin.
All right,
Sword and the Stone.
All right, your characters are in the corners. We have Mickey Mouse in one and Merlin in the other. Fight. Sean, you go up first. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Merlin's just got magic, and Mickey multiple times has learned magic. Probably, I think from Merlin himself, but also from Yen Sid. He's up in that Fantasia business, and the protege becomes the master at some point. It's been like a century. It's master time. But beyond just the magic thing, Mickey's got so many tools to bring it as a disposal, and in Celebrity Deathmatch you gotta have more than one tool. Mickey's got just a bunch of different things. He could use anything as a weapon or some kind of distraction from just the 100 years that he's been in a cartoon and has had just a bunch of different shenanigans going on. And I just think that versatility is going to rule the ring as it always does in Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah, I mean, that logic is sound. Mickey is old, right? He's 100 years old. You know who's older? Merlin, right? Merlin's older. Merlin's got his hat. He's got lots of experience. He's got stuff that comes out of the hat, and then he has stuff that he puts into the hat. Talk about versatility. He can shapeshift. He can use any weapons that he wants. He can fly. He can transport. He's an all-powerful wizard. So literally anything that Mickey can do, Merlin can do better.
Go ahead, Sean.
I mean, Merlin is shown to be not all powerful because he fails multiple times in both like the canon and also in Disney. So clearly his powers have a limit some way. And he may be old, but he stopped learning new tricks a long time ago. You haven't added any, so so far I guess we've both pulled out a bag of tricks. But there's one thing that Mickey has that Merlin will never dream to get, and that is the rank of Keyblade Master. Merlin's got nothing like it. Mickey's gonna take the key, open up Merlin, either sign him turn him into Heartless, break his brain in some way, do some friendship magic. Merlin's got nothing to tempt that, and that's kind of that last minute stretch win that is going to win a competition like this.
Ouch. You're right. Merlin isn't a Keyblade Master, but Merlin's homeboy wields Excalibur, and he'll just call Arthur in to fight the Keyblade, and now it's just him and his look, it's a 1v1, but there are no rules to hold me down. I'm calling my boy in. He's gonna go ahead and take care of that Keyblade with Excalibur, and Merlin is still there to make things even worse for Mickey.
All right, Sean.
Arthurian Legend's a tragedy, first of all. Second of all, you can't, one friend, I already brought up the power of friendship. That is innate to Kingdom Hearts. You think Mickey's not gonna bring his boys in? Especially when portals, again, are the thing that that Keyblades do too. Come on, son.
All right.
It doesn't matter. We got, he's got the power of the portal as well.
All right. I'm gonna give you guys one more sentence, and you can include one comma and if you'd like. Go ahead,
okay.
Sean. Your final sentence whenever you're ready.
Sea salt ice cream. It's beautiful. It's Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. Cicero?
He's a wizard, Harry, he's Merlin.
I love it. I like it. There was kind of like a question mark in the middle there. I like that. Cicero, I think Sean just destroyed you with the Keyblade argument. I think you were doing great, and then he just brought out the hidden card up his sleeve and destroyed you with that Keyblade friendship. Yeah, Sean, for the win on that. We only have one left. Are you guys ready? The current score is 2 for Sean, 1 for Cicero. Cicero, if you don't get this, you do not get a chance to even do the Price is Right Metacritic score game. Yes, your power level is over 2,000. All right. If you haven't heard, Sega IPs Comic Zone and Space Channel 5 are getting movie adaptations, which are crazy.
Wait, we don't get to pick this. We don't get to pick Last Fight. This is a remix.
Sure. Cicero, would you like to pick from the remaining fights which one we are going to do? You have the option of 2 or 2.
Oh man, it's I think I'll go with
Let's go for
2.
Pick number 2, my lord. If you're watching, call back to Shrek.
Yes.
All right. So if you haven't heard, Sega's IPs Comic Zone, which is a great game, at Space Channel 5, also okay, are getting movie adaptations. So let's make this even crazier. What obscure, that means obscure, Sega Dreamcast game would make a great movie, and what would it look like? Sega Dreamcast only. I started with Sean on that one. So Cicero, it is up to you if you'd like to go first or second. And this is, again, your final chance to tie it up.
So I'm going to go first. Okay. And I'm going to say Power Stone.
Power Stone. Okay. We can go to Sean for a name, and then we'll come back to you for a description.
I've got a kind of Power Stone also. Elemental Gimmick Gear.
Elemental Gimmick Cure?
Yeah.
Gear. Egg.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, Cicero.
Power Stone is a multiplayer beat 'em up where each person fights for the right to gain the Power Stone. And it was badass, right? It was a great Dreamcast game. And the movie would be equally as badass. We've seen Mortal Kombat. We've seen Tekken live action. We've seen what's the Dead or Alive live action. Now Power Stone is going to be in a similar vein, but done 2023 style. Better CG, better effects, better everything, with great fight sequences, with multiple people fighting each other for the right to gain the Power Stone.
All right. Fighting movie. Okay. Elemental Gimmick Gear. Sean, what would your movie look like?
Yeah. So we just did like new and improved fight scenes and stuff with like fighting movie with Mortal Kombat. Like it's been like 2 or 3 years max since that happened. What we need, what's been longer and what we've gotten less of a sort of promise, is what Gimmick Gear is doing. The titular Elemental Gimmick Gear is an egg-shaped mech that is happening in a sci-fi world. It's got big time jumps. It's got weird, ridiculous sci-fi plotting that makes you go like, what? And it's gonna like draw you in. If we're gonna bring something back that is like weird and forgotten and needs a second chance, we should do something that's interesting. And another fighter movie just is not that.
Cicero.
Well, look, are we trying to make a film? Or are we trying to make some money here, right? So you bring out a thing that you know works, and you do something a little bit different with it, and it becomes awesome because you're trying to court video game fans of video games, fans of fighting games, maybe some fans that have heard of Power Stone, or at least have heard about the legend of Power Stone, and they're going to go see this movie. They're going to spend their money on this movie. They're going to stop streaming some other show and start streaming this show to watch this movie. And that's what you have, as opposed to a weird, like, avant-garde film that's like super heady, and you're thinking about it and you're like, dude, what did they mean by the squid in the tank? Is it inky like the beginning of My Soul, man? I don't know. Whoa. That's not what we want. We want, he uppercutted him into the sky and he flew through the building and he fell on the ground, and that was crazy. Oh man, he grabbed the Power Stone and they fought together, and popcorn, yay. Power Stone. That's what you want. Money.
Sean. Some strong hits
One, you ask if we're here for a film or money, and in the question it says a great movie. And I think that speaks for itself. Second, this might be my fault, but you seem to be thinking that this is like Evangelion mech stuff.
Right.
No, there's gonna be some weirdness, but it's not gonna be, it's way too heady. It's like this movie secretly about, well, not secretly. It's gonna be in your face about it. All right. There's a man named Beta.
All right.
And his quest in this is to stop the breeders. It's it's on the nose. It's a ridiculous premise. You hear that, you see that in the movie. It's obvious that what's happening, and it's funny that the beta is stopping the breeders. And then you have the breeders are these tentacles that are going out, and it's a mech. It's going to fight. It's going to have sick fight sequences also, but it's going to have other stuff to draw you in. And like the thing that's going to get people in the seats, and the reason we're doing this, if y'all could just like Google elemental gimmick gear concept art, we want to see this stuff on better graphics than they were able to do it. They had amazing concept art that they just were not able to translate into the game, and I think giving the art itself another chance, another go, is way more worth having another fighting movie that we have a billion of.
Okay. This is your last opportunity, Cicero. You have one sentence, and if I hear more than one comment, you are going to lose. Or comma, you are going to lose. There is one comma and available. Right. No double using commas.
Use a semicolon.
No. That's not available.
Yeah. No
semicolon. And then Sean will get the same.
Okay.
You can do whatever you'd like with this one sentence, but hopefully it wins you the argument. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
The person that you root for in this movie that was a game is named Edward Falcon, comma, the dopest name ever made.
Okay. Interesting use. I like it. Sean, like same rules apply to you. One comma and.
We should be able to live along with our planet because we are also one of the lives that it has created and raised.
Okay. Cicero?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But
I've tied.
I think this egg gimmick game is going to make a good movie. I think that it's unique enough that it is something that we can watch and not know what's going on, or hardcore fans would, but something that we could all get behind and enjoy. I think another fighting movie wouldn't do that for us. I think unless it has Mortal Kombat on its name, I don't think a fighting movie is going to do it.
It's the Power Stone.
Yep, but no one's going to...
I think Guilty Gear could do it.
Sean, that's 3 for you. Cicero,
sorry,
but you've been...
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
Sean, would you like to say anything to your fans?
It's great to be out of IMDb hell.
All right. On to our leaderboard. Cicero, would you like to say anything to your fans before they break the deals with you? Or
No, it's all right. It's all right.
It's
Only the winners get to speak.
All right. Well, we're all winners here over at Test Your Might, regardless.
Right.
Onto the leaderboard. All-time best Disney animated characters. This is properties that are owned by Disney or movies that have Disney animated characters in them. The all-time best of the Disney characters. Cicero, go ahead with your 3 first.
All-time best, I'm going to say Tron.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say some version of Spider-Man.
Like Into the Spider-Verse, or the animated movie, or the old school Spider-Man. No, that
no. Yeah, we'll go Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay,
Spider-Man. And then what are we gonna add? We're going to add, since I think it's owned by Disney now, Jessica Rabbit.
All right. That's the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Sean,
Roger's wife.
please don't make me spell out any bad words. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, no, I can hot swap out the dog I was going to talk about. So we've got Shigo, from Kim Possible.
Okay, I'm gonna spell it the best I can. Go ahead.
Yeah. We've got Squirrel Girl,
Okay.
also from Spider-Man cartoon. In my heart. And Sadness.
All S's.
I didn't even realize I was doing that, but that is
All right. Okay.
Shout out to another S, Fry's dog Seymour. Bleep. Great dog.
Just going with S's. All right. I'm going with Belle. My favorite princess. Deal with it. It happened. Like, God, you got all these obscure titles here, but what about like Simba or things that we grew up with that, like, what, you don't like Simba?
Obscure is obscure is a weird way to do it. Weird way to say it.
Well, I think those two are good, and then I don't want to put Aladdin on because we've had Aladdin on 3 weeks in a row, in different ways. So, like, I'm gonna go with Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast, which is obscure, I guess. I'm not spelling him correctly because that's how it goes.
Wow,
I didn't even try.
That's like 8 different characters.
Lumina is that's a Chevy. It's a brand of a Chevy.
That's cars, 90s. Man. Disney cars.
That's Sokka's girlfriend.
Cicero, your must-have. Just gonna continue.
Must have is you know what? I'm gonna go Jessica Rabbit. Must have.
Okay. All right. Sean, your must-have. Squirrel Girl. That is the superhero chick that can command squirrels, correct?
She can talk to them.
Yes.
She can like create a wave of them and stuff, right?
Yeah, but she wouldn't. She wouldn't. I don't think she can, but she definitely wouldn't command. She wouldn't mind control them or anything.
All right.
Cares about consent and stuff.
I'm putting Belle up there, and that's the animated Belle, not the live action, of course. All right. What do we got? Spider-Man.
Sure. Put a Spider-Man up there.
You can't even decide which Spider-Man. Does he really deserve to be up there?
I mean,
this is a true statement. I knew which one.
Spider-Man.
I knew which one though. I was like,
you narrowed it down to a property, and even that has a billion Spider-Man in it.
Right, it has all the Spider-Man.
Who would you pick?
Shigo. There's one Shigo, and she is a great aspirational, villainous character that brought a lot of people to learn things about themselves during her time at Disney.
Okay.
What
about like the Be Our Guest Lumiere? Like, he's one of the most crucial characters for that movie.
He did his thing.
Have you ever seen a talking candlestick? Well, a cloud. What is it? Three of them.
Candelabra.
That thing. Yeah.
Candelabra.
It's also a Pokemon, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah, so I have seen many of those actually, and Litwick does it better. That would be Chandler, which is not a candelabra, but. I mean, if you want something that, like, have you never seen like a talking emotion? Sadness and Inside Out.
Yeah, tell me. Sadness is that from
Inside Out.
Inside Out. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, Sadness was dope.
The blue one.
Yeah.
Boom. That's all there's to say about her.
Yeah.
I mean, First thing that
remember
came to
that.
Cicero's mind was she's dope. So
I don't know. Like, I'm down for Spider-Man and Sadness. I want to put that, even though he couldn't pick which Spider-Man. I think
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Every weekend.
Into the Spider-Verse deserves to be on the list. I think that was a very good film.
Yes.
For Spider-Man in general.
Pick Spider.
Pick a Spider.
Pick
Pick
a
a Spider.
spider.
I'll say yes. Pick a Spider. I'll say yeah.
All right. I pick Spider-Man 2099.
That's the one we're gonna put up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was in the film.
Okay. You did say 29.
That's 2099.
Yeah.
2099.
All right. On to the next one we need to pick from. Oh, we just jumped a page. So like we've typed fans.
Wow.
We're going on to a second page apparently. All right.
I was
Who
down
else?
with Sadness. Sadness.
Okay. But what about Simba? You don't like Simba?
What about
Oh.
his punk?
Yeah, he couldn't wait to be king, man.
And then he did for a long time because he
Yeah, but
sucked.
sadness is
Yeah.
just one emotion, and Simba had a bunch of emotions.
Yeah, but Sadness.
The whole
went
point about
on
Sadness, yeah.
went on a journey.
Well, Joy went on a journey to realize that sadness is that you can have multiple emotions and
Right.
they're all good.
Yes.
So the whole point of that, yeah.
What was the name of the elephant? I don't remember.
What?
The elephant.
elephant?
In
in
Inside
in
Out.
Inside Out, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the imaginary friend.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
us.
All right. Well, in no particular order, our all-time best Disney animated characters: Jessica Rabbit, if that's owned by Disney now, Squirrel Girl, Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Spider-Man 2099, and Sadness from Inside Out. And that's our show, guys. Cicero, I think you need to study the books a little bit. You'll come back winning.
Oh man, yeah. Sometimes you just can't win them all, man.
Yeah. Sean, congratulations on not having to deal with the Metacritic score game and also winning.
Yeah.
Glad to have you back. And if anyone listening or watching is still there and you didn't hit that like button, go ahead and do that. It's right below my head and everyone else's heads. Right there. It's free.
Yes.
Cicero's killing flies again. And
That's right.
subscribe if you haven't as well. Remember, we are doing that giveaway on the Return of the King episode, which is the episode that came out right before this one. So if you look back in our log there, you need chopsticks, sir.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. This was Test Your Might 87, and we are out for the week. For Sean, for myself, and for Cicero. Bye.